like you might have guessed from the title, today's video is an unboxing of the Make Shit Happen diary, and I apologise for swearing. You can say it, make it happen. I am so excited to get my hands on this because this last year I have been through 5 diaries trying to find something that I liked and ended up settling for an action day diary, which worked really well, but I wanted to step it up a notch this year and combine the happiness planner or one like it. The whole diary itself is filled with inspirational quotes. They've used a fantastic paper stock as well, which so far I've used it for about a week now. It's not bled through at all. You can see shadowing, but that's, you know, as little as there is, and it's meant to help you set realistic goals for yourself so you can achieve them, and with the momentum of that goal then move on to the next part, which is exactly what I've been wanting because I keep getting ideas for different things and just being too freaked out by how big of a task it is and putting it to a side thinking I'll do that later. So I'm kind of using this as a little bit of a kick up the arse. I did also last year have a go with bullet journaling, and while that was lovely, I just took too long setting up the pages and spreads because I wanted to look pretty, because I'm an illustrator, that's what I do. And while that was really nice, it wasn't keeping me productive in an actual outgoing thing. So what you've got here are 4 dots for you to colour code. I personally have mine down as reading and writing, drawing, YouTube, film edit, upload, and get outside, or exercise, because every or most people's resolutions for the year is to get fit in some way, and mine is to basically try and not just sit on my arse all day, because I have a desk job in the morning, walk home for 20 minutes, and then have desk job in the afternoon, and it's not great. I'm not big, but I'm not exactly fit either. So yeah, the useful features of this is that each month has its own separate theme, just to make you stop and think about something a little bit different each month. It's never going to be the same thing, and it has a bunch of blank pages, which we always need. The dual ribbons to separate pages looks like a fab idea too. The Make Shit Happen website and blog have also suggested several types of pens, depending on what kind of thing you like to use. I luckily had some Staedtler pens that I've been using for the last couple of years in different diaries, and yes, I have tried them out on the paper. They do not bleed through, they're very good. The darker colours do have a slight shadowing, but there is no bleed through really, and it's really not a problem. The paper seems to have been coated in something, so I imagine it will take most kinds of felt tipped pens, as long as it's probably not a more permanent marker like a Sharpie or Copic or Pro Marker. I haven't personally tried those 3 pens in here, but it's something I could do if you want to see how it reacts. On the paper itself, I could try one of the blank pages at the back. So a few of the monthly themes are January, Start Somewhere, which seems like a pretty good place to start considering it's in the new year. I'm using one of the dividers for the month view so I can plan my dates ahead, or as they happen, and one in the week to view so I can try and easily access. One of the things I would have quite liked is some kind of differentiation between the month to view bits. So it's January now. If I wanted to add a date in October, I would have liked to have been able to easily flick that. I mean, it's not a big deal for me. I will make some form of tab or divider just to flick to that page. But for future reference, guys, if you're watching this, the people who made Make Shit Planner, so far it's freaking awesome. There are very few things I can comment on as far as development goes so far. I will do another one later in the year so you can have a more up-to-date, this is how it's weathered so far. Maybe that should be more like a September time thing. So those dots to the left, like you can see in the picture right now, those are for you to colour coordinate your dots at the bottom, and what they are is a visual representation of things you are trying to track. For example, I want to do more reading. That's something that has struggled over the last year. I have had periods of time where I've read nothing, and other times where I spent days just reading solidly, which is not a healthy mix, I must admit. So what you can do with the day to view things in the columns, you can either time them yourself, write in randomly, you can separate them into morning, afternoon and evening, you could color code it, there are stickers you can get specifically for diaries. I'm looking into a few, I don't know if they'll fit into the columns, but that's something I'm looking into. One of the things I did in my old planner, which I will be doing again in this one, is using washi tape just to symbolise how much of the day is spent at work in the office. That just rules out a chunk of that day, so I know it's going to be a long day or a short day, and how much time will be free. Which, if any of you haven't tried this before in your diaries and are a visual person like myself, I would highly recommend doing something like that, so you can see immediately what time you do and don't have, and try and guesstimate how long each of your tasks will take. If you think it's a particularly long task, separate an extra few hours for certain things. So as you can see, this is my test to start up, and I'll be doing the same again in the next spread. Though the next spread I'm back at work, so there'll be washi in there. So overall guys, it's a pretty fabulous. I really like that the SH on the front of the planner has been blanked out, so it's a little bit more friendly for little eyes like my little 6-year-old brother who is starting to read, and I wouldn't want him to pick that up from there. So thank you very much for that little touch, it looks pretty fab. This planner seems to have a great mix of all the different diaries, so it should be a winner. So thanks very much for watching guys, like if you liked and sub if you haven't. Just keep doodling, bye!